This is Kelso Sturgeon. Another day in the NFL, another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. A big weekend in the NFL today. My top play will be my 100-unit NFC Game of the Year. Keep in mind, I'm 9-2 with my last 11 NFL plays. I intend to keep right on firing today. In addition to the Game of the Year, a 75-unit Syndicate Club release. The Syndicate Club going for its fourth consecutive win at the 75-unit level. Also coming right back with another 25-unit side and total parlay. Got all the cash last week with the underdog New York Giants in their 24-20 win over the New England Patriots, and the under in that game was a big score for everybody. So today another 25-unit parlay on a game that I shall not announce here, but it's a solid winner. I'm looking to win my fifth consecutive parlay, and you know, when you can hit parlays like this, it's like money in the bank. So once again, my 100-unit NFC Game of the Year today, another 75-unit Syndicate Club winner, and another 25-unit side and total parlay winner. You know, you can get all these games right now on this website and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted, and the price is always right. Now let's talk a little bit about just some numerical edges that you have in betting some of the NFL games today, and then we're going to break down a few of the games and some edges you might have there. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers are at the Cincinnati Bengals, and by the way, this will be my top 10-unit play for my Best Bets Club, which hopes to go 3-0 today. You know, Cincinnati is a tremendous surprise this season. They're 6-2 straight up, 7-1 against the number, and as I pointed out on the website story, they're consistent in all categories. In their 8 games, 6 of them have gone over the number. You know, they just keep performing, and everybody keeps discounting how good they might be. I'm not telling you that they'll beat the Pittsburgh Steelers today. I'm just telling you the Cincinnati Bengals come to play. They're very consistent, and you can count on them to do what they can do. Now, interesting thing in the Jacksonville at Indianapolis game. Jacksonville 1-7 to the under in totals this season. You might want to give a peek there. 7 games under, 1 game over for Jacksonville. And it's of note that the Indianapolis Colts are just completely helpless and lifeless. 0-9, 2-7 against the number. I don't know that I could use this game, but you know, Indianapolis is just simply terrible. And if you think there's hope for the season, you're just deceiving yourself. There is none. The Colts are, in my book, 1-10 to go 0-16. Buffalo, another remarkable team, very consistent in the totals area. Have in their 8 games have seen 6 of those games go over over the total. That's a big number now. And the Washington-Miami game, you know, this is might be an interesting totals play for you. In totals, these two teams are 13-2 to the under. In other words, only 2 of the games that either of these teams have played have gone over the number. The other 13 have gone under. Just keep it in mind as you bet today. Detroit, very consistent team, probably as good as the numbers say they are. They're in a tough spot today at Chicago, so I'm making no recommendation there. But just keep in mind that Detroit is 6-2 straight up, 5-2-1 against the number, and playing consistently. Now, we have, I don't know how to describe this game. We have the St. Louis Rams at the Cleveland Browns, and in their spread records, St. Louis is 1-7 straight up, 1-7 against the number. Cleveland 3-5 straight up, 1-6-1 against the number. That means we have meeting in this game where Cleveland is a 2.5 to 3-point favorite. These teams are 2-13-1 against the number this season. Good luck to you. And then we have Baltimore. You know, Baltimore, a very consistent team too. Of their 8 games, 6 have gone over the total. They're at Seattle today. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about later. 7-1 straight up, 7-0-1 against the number. This is a team that hadn't had a winning season since 2002. The Green Bay Packers, despite the fact that they're highly regarded and undefeated, they still keep covering the number. The number is not high enough, I guess, so the Packers are 6-2 against the numbers. Now, I'd like to address last Thursday night's Oakland Raiders at San Diego game. I blew a 50-unit play on that game, so, you know, I want to be honest about that. But in watching San Diego play, this is a team that has absolutely no fire at all, with the possible exception of wide receiver Antonio Gates. It looks like the Chargers are just a team that shows up for work, goes through the motions, produces a little bit, and then just goes home. It's a lifeless, dead football team, now riding a 4-game losing streak. And if you think that's not bad, this is a team that many people thought would win the Super Bowl. A lifeless team. I shall not use the San Diego Chargers again until further notice. Now, you know, Mike Shanahan, the genius who coaches the, I should say the media created genius who coaches the Washington Redskins, made a declaration at the beginning of this season that he was quite satisfied with the team that he had, and that his quarterbacks were quite capable of winning in the NFL. I'd like to point out that starting quarterback John Beck played in 9 NFL games in his entire career. Those games, his teams went 0-9. He started 7 games. He's 0-7 as a starter. Just keep that in mind. You know, Washington is at Miami today. Miami has lost 13 straight home games, which is almost unbelievable. It may be a game to bet, it may be a game to watch, but the one edge you have with the Miami Dolphins is Washington has no quarterback who's ever won a game in the NFL. Now, let's get to the Vikings and the Packers. You know, this is a very interesting game, and there's one thing that I'd like to point out. The Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, has simply owned the Minnesota Vikings. He's in his last 8 games against them, he has completed 69% of his passes for almost 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Now let's speak a moment about that showdown, the Jets, New England at the Jets. You know, it's been a long time since the New England Patriots have lost 3 games in a row. In fact, you have to go back to 2002 to find a Patriot team that lost 3 in a row, and that team happened to lose 4 in a row. Tough battle for both these games, both these teams. New York Jets going for their fourth straight win, and you know, who knows? Maybe New England, as I've pointed out many times, is not quite as good as they're supposed to be. Now you also have a game we mentioned earlier, the St. Louis Rams at Cleveland. Cleveland's a favorite. There's just a rule of thumb I follow here. I'm not saying I'm using the game today. In a game with 2 bad teams, you always take the points. So if I bet the game, I'd be on the Rams plus the 2.5 or the 3. Last but not least, I want to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. They host the New York Giants today. You know, when you look at this team, here's a team that is covered or has lost 1 game this season, a 3-point loss to Dallas. They are 7-1. They're 7-0-1 against the number. And once again, here's a team that has not had a winning season since 2002. And all at once they jump up, and here they are, by far the best team in the NFC West. And with just a 3-point loss separating them from an undefeated season, which would give them the same record as the Green Bay Packers. You know, they do everything right, and I just have watched the 49ers play. There's nothing spectacular about them. I'm not even sure they have really any what I would call legitimate primetime players. They are a team. They come to play. Coach Harbaugh is one of these guys that here's his whole methodology. He wants to control the game. He does it through a decent running game, a limited passing game. He plays field position football and looks for the punt to place him in the right spots at the right time to get the money, and it's working. 7-1's a big number at this point of the season. So just keep in mind that with the San Francisco 49ers, you're never going to see spectacular play, but you're going to see a team that plays possession football and field position football, and it obviously is working. Once again, a reminder today, I'm 9-2 in my last 11 plays in the NFL, releasing my 100-unit NFC Game of the Year, my 75-unit syndicate play, and another winning 25-unit side and total parlay. You can get all these games on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. The price is right for all of them. And I do take all major credit cards. Thanks again for watching, and good luck to you today.